Okay, let's go ahead and get things underway. All right. Hey everyone, Spidey Librarian here, and welcome. I'm sure you guys know how excited I am. I'm so excited. We are about to watch Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which I heard dropped like 21 hours ago. It dropped at midnight last night, basically. And I I mean that's a strategy. Disney Plus actually did that with The Mandalorian. Because I remember like pre-registering for Disney Plus and then like going onto the service like right at the stroke of midnight on I think it was like November 19th, 2018 or something like that. And then I was able to access The Mandalorian and I was like, whoa, that's awesome, you know? Quite as fond of that tactic now that am talking about this stuff on my YouTube channel and I got a job and I got to wait for it and everything. And oh my God, I kind of was like, I was expecting that they were going to drop it like at 8 o'clock tonight, which would have presented its own set of problems. But, I'm okay with that. Like we live, we learn, we do what we can with what we've got. And then, we move on as best we can. But I can't tell you guys how excited I am that we've got a current Spider-Man show, while I've got a YouTube channel to talk about it. Um, so the plan is at this point that I am going to do a live stream watch party for each episode of the show. So after this episode, I'm going to end this stream and then we're going to go to the other one. The next stream will start within a few minutes of when I end the previous one. And then, we're just going to have a playlist for this show. Now, the intention, and I don't know how quickly I'm going to be able to do this, but I'm going to try to edit these into reaction videos, and I'm going to give this show priority with the possible exception of Spider-Man, the animated series, which I am working on, and I'm getting closer to getting episode 1 like a reaction video edited and out to you guys, hopefully soon. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, that is the tentative plan for this show. So in any case, you guys know what we're here for. We are here for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Episode 1. And let me just say hello to everyone who is in the chat right now. First of all, Wolf was already here. Good to see you, Wolf. Thank you for being here. CG Anime Fan, good to see you, my friend. Welcome back. Hey, the Mesozoic Mind is here. Good to see you too, my friend. Let's see. Mesozoic Mind says that he thought about it, and despite what happened, he's going to give this show a chance. And we're going to touch on that very soon, Mesozoic. But it's on very, very thin ice. Okay. And then CG Anime Fan most recently said that he's more of a Batman guy than a Spider-Man guy, but he still felt excited to check the new cartoon show out. Me too, man. Me too. I'm so ready. Okay. I've been waiting for the show for 3 years. If you guys read the stream description about this episode, I say as much. This show was announced. It was first announced right before Spider-Man No Way Home hit theaters. So that was back in November of 2021. So I've been waiting over 3 years for this show. And I was hoping that they were going to, launch it in 2024. But then like in November, they're like, here's the release date, and it's in January 2025. And I was a little like, okay, whatever. But anyways, so this show dipped its toe into controversy yesterday. And I want to address that really quick because I know that there are quite a few people out there who have got some feelings about it. And I want to explain kind of why those feelings are valid, why mine are different, and then why I hope there's, hopefully we've got the capacity to let people make their own decisions and not shame them. So that's all I'm going to say about it. Okay. Well, once I've had this bit of say, but, So Spider-Man voice actor Hudson Thames, who at this point I'm just going to start calling him River Boy because he is named after two different rivers. There's the Hudson in New York and the Thames in Europe, England, the UK. I'm not quite sure where I should address it location wise. Anyways, so Hudson came on and said during an interview, he was asked what he thought of the show. And he essentially said, I'm very excited for this show. He said, at first I thought it was going to be, or I thought his biggest fear was that he thought that it might be annoying and woke. That's the quote that he used right there, annoying and woke. And then went on to say, but it wasn't, and the story was so good and all this other stuff. And a lot of people have criticized his use of the terms annoying and woke, and his relief that it wasn't as perhaps being some kind of a dog whistle or what have you. And I've seen a lot of people online. I've even waded into this on Reddit a little bit, where people were expressing the sentiment that they weren't going to watch this show anymore because of what had been said and because of the issues with that particular actor. And I did a little bit of research into Hudson Thames, and as far as I can tell, he hasn't really done or said too much more than that. And essentially, like nothing that has really tripped my alarm bells in any real sense of the word. It is possible, and this is kind of the court that I'm falling into right now. I feel like what probably happened, and I could be wrong about this, and if I am, well, time will show us that. But essentially, without wading too much into the specifics of who meant by this phrase or what have you, it is certainly possible that he may have just said something boneheaded in the moments. It has happened with a lot of actors. Andrew Garfield has even done it while he was Spider-Man. And it's not that we should ignore these things, and it's not that we shouldn't call them out. I certainly don't agree with the terms that he used. However, without more context, it's really not possible to know the real intent behind his words. And so, at least for now, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I want to support this show, and I'm going to support this show. I'm too much of a Spider-Man fan not to. However, within the last 24 hours, as people have responded to it, Jeff Trammell has, the showrunner for this show, has come and actually defended Thames and basically said he's pretty sure that he misspoke, and that, that essentially, like, he's like, I didn't really pay attention to it, but I've worked with Hudson. I think he misspoke. That's very likely what has happened, and at least for now, I'm not bothered by it. So the way I see it, if the showrunner is, willing to be, okay, I don't think there's a big issue here yet, then I'm happy to kind of go there as well. However, I do want to point out that there are people who, for reasons all their own, perfectly valid reasons, are choosing not to watch this show because of that. And I may not necessarily share that viewpoint, but we all have our own tolerances for what we will allow, what we will put up with, and everything. And there are a lot of people who say, well, Spider-Man is an inherently moral person, and therefore, this actor should be nowhere near the role, so I refuse to support this. And that is perfectly valid for whoever has those feelings. I do not share them because I feel like if I were to apply those standards to every piece of media that I consume, then I would have no media to consume, because art, television, movies, books, video games, music, all of this stuff is created by humans. And collectively, we're kind of screwed up. We are. We are not perfect. We make mistakes. We have prejudices. We have biases. We have all kinds of things wrong with us as a group. And a lot of brilliant artists have done some pretty bad things. So I feel like the most sensible thing to do is to make it a question of degree. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to bring out another example of someone I used to admire whose work I absolutely cannot support anymore. And that would be Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman, I'm still angry about this. Neil Gaiman was one of my idols as a writer. I loved his stories. I've read Sandman, I've read American Gods, I've read Coraline, The Graveyard Book. There are episodes of the Netflix Sandman series that I think are just amazing. And given not only the allegations that have come up against him from multiple sources, credible allegations, but also allegations that he not only did the terrible things that he did, I don't really want to talk about them here, but he actively tried to cover them up. And his response was very lackluster. It was very, I maybe was a little insensitive, but I didn't do anything wrong. It did nothing substantive to address the charges that were issued against him. And because of that, I don't feel like I can really support his work anymore. I'm going to be watching the movie Stardust next month on this channel because I've never seen it before. And the only solace that I can take in that at present is that the movie apparently almost looks nothing like the book, which I've never read. That's another book by Neil Gaiman. But I can't bring myself to support his work anymore. I can't bring myself to promote his work anymore. And, someone who is a predator, I can't support them. Someone who is an idiot and says something dumb, I'm at least willing to give him the benefit of the doubt for now, but you have to ask yourself, to what degree, how bad is this? Because otherwise it just becomes a purity test. And I left those behind a long time ago. I'm not pure. You're probably not pure. The human race is definitely not pure. So purity tests have no meaning. So with all of that said, I hope that Hudson Thames, if he responds to this controversy, that he does so in a way that shows a little bit of self-reflection. I think at the moment, that's basically what is needed here. And if he does, great. I'm happy to go on and just keep going with this show. And again, I will probably watch this even if I find out that he's not going to apologize, or even if he doubles down, because I'm not going to let one idiot keep me from enjoying the superhero that I love. It's just all there is to it. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and get ready to watch Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. All right. All right. Anyways, we've had a couple of people show up, and let's see. So far, critics have loved it, but audiences have been more mixed, so I'm curious to see how I'll feel about it. That's fair. That's fair. Sean Franklin asks if I like X-Men 97. Oh, God, yes. X-Men 97 is so freaking good. And unfortunately, their showrunner has got a whole bunch of controversy around him as well. So, you know. And the Mesozoic Mind apparently just looked up what Neil Gaiman did. I'm sorry that you had to find out this way, but yeah, no. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick sound test, make sure that you guys can't hear what I'm about to play. I'm about to cue up the episode. And then after that, we are going to go ahead and do the reaction video portion of the recording. I just muted the desktop audio. So I'm about to cue up the episode. If you hear anything after I snap now, let me know, okay? Okay. So it just played the Disney Plus fanfare, and then that was it. I've got it queued up at 0 on the timeline. So, all right. Hey, Cineflick, how you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Cineflick watched the show this morning. He doesn't love it, doesn't hate it. It's growing on him slowly, though. The song and the intro are great. Oh, see, I have not seen the song or the intro yet, so. And Coleman is great as Norman as well. Good. Okay, well, that's great. So, all right, we got no audio. Okay, so we are just about good to go. All right, okay, guys. God, I'm so excited. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and start the reaction video portion of the recording, and we're about to do that right now. Hey everyone, Spidey Librarian here, and welcome to this watch party and reaction to Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Episode 1, Amazing Fantasy. I can't tell you how long I've waited for this show. Well, I can tell you how long I've waited for this show. I can't tell you how excited I am to finally be able to watch this show. I've been waiting for this show for over 3 years when it was announced right before Spider-Man No Way Home hit theaters. And for so many months of this, 36, 39 month stretch, so many of those months were radio silence with precious few little tidbits of information dropped. We had a show title change. It used to be called Spider-Man Freshman Year. They changed it to Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And then gradually we started to get more and more information, including visuals. And I myself have been really excited by the visual style. It definitely calls back to the 1960s, the Silver Age era of comic books, when Spider-Man got started. I wouldn't say that the art is Ditko-esque. I would say it's more, it reminds me, frankly, a little bit more of Jack Kirby than Steve Ditko. But I think it's more kind of like, you know, is it John Buscema, or is it, or, I don't know. It is the early artist, maybe not quite Steve Ditko, though. And I was hooked. I was like, ooh, this is very different from what we've seen in Spider-Man, the animated series from the 1990s, or The Spectacular Spider-Man, or even, oh God, Ultimate Spider-Man and Spider-Man on Disney XD. So I think we are in for a treat. I'm hopeful that we are in for a treat. And I am very much looking forward to watching this new take on Spider-Man. We've seen we saw the original premise that instead of Tony Stark discovering Peter, it's Norman Osborn, which already kind of spins this out in a very different direction. We've seen that the supporting cast isn't necessarily who we would have expected before, and a lot of people had issues with this, and I am just excited. I want to know what they're going to do here. I want to see what new stories they're going to tell with this character and the people around him. I am not excited for this just for the sake of it being Spider-Man. I mean, right now I am. But, one of the things that I'm going to be looking for is that excitement, is that excitement justified? Is it, are they telling good stories? Are they telling stories that are fundamentally Spider-Man? And, what does it mean to be a Spider-Man story? So I'm really looking forward to seeing what we're going to get from all of that. And I think that so far, at least from what little I've seen about reviews on this, it's trending positive. So that gives me hope. So, anyways, I'm eager to see this show, and we are going to do that in just a moment. Oh, first of all, I want to just say thank you to those of you that are hanging out in the chat with me tonight. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. If you enjoy this reaction, please go ahead and thwip the like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing as well. Oh God, sorry. I am a little nervous because I'm so excited, but we'll get there. Let's see. Subscribe. I said that. Okay. Whether you like or dislike this episode, let me know why in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you about this show. You can find the full and unedited live streams of these reactions on my YouTube channel. Each show has its own playlist under the category Watch Party. All right, and I think we are just about ready to go. So, all right. Cineflix says it's kind of crazy to think it's been 4 years since the announcement, and it was a prequel. Good times. I know, right? That's what several years in development will do to a show, I suppose. So, all right. Anyways, let me pop on ye old headphones. I'm going to full screen this. I'm going to full screen this madre. And we are going to get started right now. All right, everyone. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Episode 1. Amazing Fantasy. Here we go. Okay. Guitar riff. Guitar riff on the Studios theme. I like that. Oh. Okay. This Peter sounds like he's a big guy, Like he's got kind of a bigger voice than I would normally assign Peter. Oh. Okay. He's a bit of a klutz. Okay. Uh-oh. Missed the sub. What are you going to do? What are you gonna do, Peter? Oh. Okay. I like the bond that these two are exhibiting with each other so far. Okay, so Midtown is like a magnet school? Peter, the roboticist. Okay, I guess we know what that's about. Man, the lenses on his glasses are perfectly round. The seatbelt joke. Okay. I wonder how many visual Easter eggs I'm missing. Whoa. Oh boy, is this where the origin story begins? That's just their science lab's main, no problem. Oh, you don't want to be around that. That's black and from a portal? No, you want to be away from that. Oh, that's a symbiote. And that's Doctor Strange. Is that Benedict Cumberbatch? Oh, okay. So we got a Strange v symbiote fight here. Well, this'll make for an interesting first day. What? Come on, Strange. Nothing's perfect. Thank you, Mr. Cape, sir. I love how the Cape is just like another person. Come on, you know those things are going to be sturdy. Oh, yeah, that'll wake you up, I hope. The symbiote's like, we going on a rampage. Is that Nico? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Not a bad line right there. And there we go. Superhero Sorcery 101. Uh-oh. And here it comes. Yeah, that was a bit of collateral damage there. Thought- she thought he was upset at her name. And there goes the spider. Okay. I like the riff on the classic song. Okay. When the intro song is over, I'm going to pause it because Trouble wants me to let her out. But is that Rand Roberts? I bet it is. Okay, I just paused it because the screen went to black. I am currently on. Let's see. I'm at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Trouble is meowing at me to let her out, so I'm going to let her out. But give me just a moment. Hello, bot. There. Go. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about that. My cat daughter really picks inopportune times for me to to beg me to do things. Okay. All right. Let me see. I just want to see what you guys are saying right now. So okay, let's see. Mesozoic Mind, ready to see what they've been cooking for 4 years. Sees Aunt May. Whoa. Peter looks like Milo from Atlantis, The Lost Empire. You're not the first person to point that out to me, actually. All right. I do love me. Yeah. Um, I like that Uncle Ben's existence is actually made clear in the show. Yeah, CG. I do like that too. Cineflix says, not gonna lie, I'm still not a fan of the origin or the way Ben is used, but I maybe the rest of the show will make up for it. Yeah. I mean, you never know. Let's see. When I first heard about the symbiote attack opening, I was worried they may be changing too much. Mesozoic Mind got hit by ads. Yeah, I've. Hopefully you can catch. Hopefully you're caught up now. Cineflix says pulling up Queens NYC, and I do it even better with the team. All right, Nico Minoru is one of my favorite Marvel characters, says CG Anime Fan. So I feel glad and grateful that she's in the show. I am really interested to see what their relationship is going to be like. I'm really excited. Okay, guys, I'm about to resume the show. Again, I am at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. The screen is currently black. And so we're going to go ahead and resume right now. He's got he's got like such a big voice to me. That's just not Peter, you know? Still doing what he does. Yeah, they don't care about you, but he's okay. You got, you know, messed up. So, all right. What's plan B? mm. Mm. Oh man, he's got like a pressurized gas system and everything. Oh, nearly lost the web there. I'm enjoying this web swinging scene. Oh, uh-oh. Somebody, oh God. Are you kidding me? Four people on one. That's really honorable. Ooh, all right. No more playing in traffic, okay, kids? You're committing crimes and you're telling people who you are. Uh oh. Even that. Oh man, that looked like it hurt. Really? This dude strikes me as someone who has really got a lot to prove. The four-eyed redheaded guy. He did not throw a single punch, did he? Kick his ass, Seabass. Why are you guys filming this? Oh, mm, there we go. Okay, so that's Harry Osborn. Okay, okay, that was a fun fight. I like that he didn't throw a single punch during that fight. He's gonna have to sneak into class. Eh, dang it. Oh well. Oh, she's sneaky. Oh, who's that? Pearl? Okay. Okay. So that's his crush. Oh. What? Oh, his babysitter? What? Ooh. I like that Nico's busting his chops. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. I like their friendship so far. You I like this. She's like, you better make a move, bro. So is Nico his only friend? Designing the costume. Oh, you can't do that every time a crime rushes by. This is forming bad habits, Peter. Bad habits. Whoa. Hey, that guy looked familiar. Oh, God, I hated car chase sequences in the Spider-Man games. Okay. You gotta work on your aim, Peter. Wow. That is a long distance. You've got it. Oh, you knocked the driver out. Oh, well, that's gonna sting. Oh, that is a ridiculous amount of force that he is stopping. It's very much like the save that Tony Stark showed him, that he did on YouTube. Yay! Hero! Okay, yeah, hopefully. If you can stop a truck, just, be like, hey, you want to grab dinner sometime? I remember how this feels, though. Oh, life happens faster. I was wondering about that. I was like when she said you never know who else might ask her out. Lonnie Lincoln? That's Lonnie Lincoln? Um, Earl. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. That is a terrible idea, Peter. Lincoln Park. Er. Ooh. Well, this is fascinating. Wow. Okay. This is fascinating to me. Lonnie Lincoln? I was not expecting that. And I'm pretty sure this is a very different take on Tombstone. So, yeah, I remember how that feels too. Okay. Oh, that's what's going on there? Oh. He's he's what, homeless? He's probably not homeless. I'm wondering if he maybe lives in a broken home or something. Oh man. Come on. Let's not go there right now, please. Thank you. Okay, who's Emma? I mean, I know that was the friend that was with Pearl, but doesn't look like a broken home at all. Andre Lincoln. Oh man. Oh god. They're gonna make Lonnie into like the Doc Ock from the first Spider-Man game, aren't they? Oh. Oh. Wow. Wow. Sure, sure, whatever. All right, we got dinner. Aunt May doesn't have to cook tonight. What? Uh, I know what this is leading up to. Oh, the chosen one. Yep, I know what this is coming to. Well, your left hand's free, and your right's in grip. With another left hand, watch his right hand slip towards his gun. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, playing it just like from Captain America Civil War. Love it. Wow. All right, I'm gonna watch the credits at least this one time. I love all of these character concepts. Okay, that was not Benedict Cumberbatch. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm so freaking happy. All right, it looks like it auto went to the next episode, so I am just queuing it up, stopping it, and oh my god, 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 oh. All right, okay, so for those of you who are not liking this show, or or you're avoiding it or whatever, you may not want to stick around because I am loving this way too much. Way too much. So, um, you know, all this excitement might just be born of a kind of dyed in the wool Spider-Man fan who has just been waiting so long for this cartoon to come on because, it's just it's done by Marvel Studios and it's it is a current run Spider-Man cartoon that I get to watch party and talk to people about, and maybe I'm just that excited, but I don't know, man. There's a lot in this show that I'm really like excited about and really just kind of like, wow, this is cool. And I feel like there is a lot to cover. So um, sit back and let's get down to it. So first of all, I want to say that I really kind of enjoyed the opening where we basically get to see Peter and May's relationship, a good example of it, how much they care for each other, the fact that they've got each other's backs and they do for each other. I really, I mean, really any good Spider-Man story is usually going to portray that because that is such a cornerstone of Spider-Man's mythology is his devotion to his Aunt May and May's devotion to him. So not kind of a no-brainer to play that, but I really like that they just did a good job of showing it in action and really kind of weaved it into the action that was going on. Peter being late to school and May picking him up and then like him taking a moment even though he was running late to say that you're the best. Like I love that. And if you ever want to know what my favorite panel of a Spider-Man comic is, I'm only going to say this. I'm not going to reveal it right now. I'm just going to say this. It involves Aunt May in a big way. So, and then we come to Midtown High and the cast of people that Peter runs into. I mean, some of them you might recognize, and then others you're going to be like, "Whoa, who is Pearl? Who is Nico Minoru?" And I'm kind of here for it. I don't need to have Gwen Stacy in every iteration of Spider-Man. I imagine maybe at some point we'll see Mary Jane, but right now I don't need her. Like we do get Harry Osborn. That's very clearly who that was that he saved, and then we get Nico Minoru. And it's like she's his best friend. And I'm just like, that's kind of awesome because let's put it like this. When you guys first saw Spider-Man Homecoming or Captain America Civil War, all right? And then they introduced Shuri in the Black Panther movies. So many like memes came out just of people who wanted to put those two together, not even necessarily romantically, just how would these two young geniuses interact together? And I really think it's a gift when a good writing team tries to think outside the box and go, well, let's find another character that we could pair Peter up with and see how he plays off against this person. And that's what they're doing here. And I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen much so far, but at least based on what I've seen so far, I think that Nico is going to be a really good friend, or at the very least, a very good foil for Peter Parker. And that just warms my heart in such a great way. So, what else? Okay. The Doctor Strange versus, I'm not going to call that Venom. I'm just going to call that a symbiote because that's clearly what it was. But at first I thought that was Benedict Cumberbatch. It was not, but he did sound quite a bit like Benedict Cumberbatch. So good voice casting there. Excuse me. But in the comics, Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider. And that made sense at the time. And then when they did Ultimate Spider-Man in the comics and some of the other cartoons, turns out that, and the Tobey Maguire movies, he was bitten by a genetically engineered spider. Very interesting. And very relevant for that time, just like the radioactivity was for the 60s. This time, alien spider, symbiote spider. You never know. That's what he got bitten by this time. And while I'm not saying that there are fears of aliens from another dimension that are prevalent in today's society, I am saying that I do appreciate the way that they are, trying to just, how to put it, diversify the origin a little bit, It doesn't have to be just one thing, as we already know, if we're Spider fans of any stripe. And so I really thought that was pretty cool. And I really just appreciate the dialogue that he has, like with Nico when the spider bites him and she tells him his name and he's like, ah, and she's like, okay, rude. I didn't have any say in my name. Like, I thought that was a really funny moment. And I think there's another moment that I'm pretty sure will not be overlooked, and I certainly hope it isn't. But I like that Peter Parker, with no powers, went to save Nico Minoru from that symbiote. Because Spider-Man is supposed to be a hero who cares about everyone around him, even people that he doesn't like. And so the fact that Peter grabbed a brick and threw it at the alien, to save Nico, who at that point he doesn't even know. He's just like, that's another person. That's one of my classmates, presumably, and they're in trouble and I've got to help them. I really, really appreciate that. And, I think that's a very important point to give to Peter's character. And so I really liked that. The action sequences in this show so far have been really good. I love the web swinging. They do a really good job of not just showing that it's... Hold on a moment. Yes, Trouble? What? What? What is it? Trouble, Dad is streaming right now, okay? Do you want to come up? Guys, I think Trouble is feeling neglected. So if you guys think that I should give Trouble some treats, and I'll put her up here where you guys can see me giving them to her, please go ahead and put some cat emotes in the chat. I would really appreciate it. And I think while you guys are doing that, I'm going to get up and I'm going to get her treats. So if you guys wouldn't mind doing that, let Trouble know that you see her. Let her know that you love her with those cat emotes. I'll be back in not even a moment. So come here, Trouble. Come here, Trouble. All right. Come here, Trouble. Come on. Come on. You got to come up here. And you guys can't see her yet. Come here, baby. Come on. Come on, Trouble. Okay, we got her over there. All right, come here, baby. Here. We're gonna give her 6 treats. So there's 1. There's 2. 3. She nearly bit my finger there. 4. 5. All right, baby, this is the final one, okay? All right. I love you. I love you very much. Okay. All right, I got to put these away now, okay? Uh, all right, baby. Okay. Now, I need you to let Dad continue streaming, all right? Okay, all right. So, oh God, where was I? I think I was talking about the web swinging. So I really loved their portrayal of the web swinging in this. It was very kind of like, it wasn't just this thing that he can do to swing through the air, but it was very kinesthetic. There was so much motion going on in it. There was him like weaving to each side of the train that he was in front of. And they really did a whole lot to kind of make it a joyous thing. And I really do appreciate that and really loved it. So, I love that there was a, oh God, I gotta say it. I freaking loved that they put Lonnie Lincoln in this. I was like, as soon as I thought that was Rand Roberts. I figured that was Joe Robbie Robertson's son. And when, I just figured, yeah, that's got to be Rand. Man, was I wrong. And I couldn't be more happy to be wrong because I think I made the comment like, oh, this is, if, okay. Lonnie Lincoln is Tombstone. I'm sure most of you know that, but for those of you that don't, there it is. Okay. Tombstone is a Spider-Man villain. And I feel like they're giving him the Doc Ock treatment from Spider-Man 2 and the 2018 Spider-Man live action game. They're gonna probably, if he goes villain, which I imagine they probably will, that's why they introduced him now, then it's not going to be a criminal getting superpowers. It's going to be a good person that something terrible happens to, and they're going to put Peter through the emotional ringer because of it. And oh my God, that's a genius move. I really do stand by the tendency for some writers to take a Spider-Man villain, or just a Spider-Man character who maybe hasn't really been richly utilized before, because there are a lot of good Doc Ock stories. There are a lot of good Green Goblin stories. There are a lot of good Venom stories. There are even some really good like Rhino stories, Vulture stories. But man, take someone like Tombstone, make him believable and likable and relatable, and maybe even someone that you could have a crush on, or that you could be like, dude, I would love to have this dude in my corner. And you have got you have got loads of potential. You could skyrocket that character into the upper echelons of Spider-Man villains. And this is a really good start towards doing that. We'll see if it happens, but wow, that was awesome. I could go on forever about this show, so I'm only going to cover one more bit before we end the stream and go to the next one. And I want to just talk about that intro scene where, you know, they basically do the thing from Captain America Civil War and they spin it so that it's not Tony Stark, it's Norman Osborn. This was the concept that to the show that they sold us years ago. And I was like, yes, that is awesome. Because not only does it put a spin on the thing that we've already seen, which is Tony Stark showing up and being like, I'm going to give you an upgrade top to bottom, you know, and then helping him become a hero. But we get to see a spin on that. And then we actually get to potentially, who knows, see if Norman Osborn can break the trend of being an absolute bastard. Because in the comics, in the cartoons, almost anywhere, except I think for like one recent storyline, Norman Osborn at the end of the day is just a bastard. And it's the Goblin more than it is Norman Osborn, if you want to play that dichotomy. But it always ends up, you think he might be turning over a new leaf, and then it's like, no, that was never the plan. Not with Norman. And so I really would like to see what they do to kind of play with that trope for us. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. I loved that they used the songs and everything, like the same song and the same basic sequence from Captain America Civil War. I thought that was very well done. I loved it. And really, I just feel overall that this first episode was just it was a real treat, I feel, to many Spider-Man fans. Now, if I did have any reservations about this show, or at least about this episode, there were one or two frames or scenes, I guess, where I kind of looked at Aunt May and I'm like, what are they doing with their drawing technique here? It looks a bit weird, you know? But really, so far, that's only just been like in a couple of places. So far, I've been mostly pretty happy with the animation, particularly when things get lively and active. So, but yeah, aside from that, I don't have anything negative to say about this. I enjoyed this so much. This was so much fun. And we should go and take a look at episode 2 very, very soon. Thank you for watching this reaction. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and thwip the like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing as well. What did you think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know why in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you about this show. Excuse me. You can find the full and unedited live stream to this reaction on my YouTube channel. Each show has its own playlist under the category Watch Party. And finally, channel memberships are active on the Spidey Librarian YouTube channel. Check out the membership tiers and see which benefits you'd like access to. Perks include, let's see, there are shout-outs, members-only live streams, members-only videos, and early access to selected uploaded content, and not to mention my custom emotes and badges. Check out the membership tiers and see which perks you'd like it. Excuse me. Check out the membership tiers and see which perks you'd like in. Jeez, I can't talk today. Check out the membership. Hold on. Check out the membership tiers and see which perks you'd like access to today. All right. And I think that's everything. So thanks again for watching. This is Spidey Librarian. And until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day. All right. Before we go, I just want to play catch up in the chat. Okay, let's see. I like that you guys had some of the same reactions I did. All right, let's see. Okay, Mesozoic has got to be honest. Didn't know who Nico Minoru was before the stream, so thought it might just was just MJ, but goth. I mean, I guess I could see that. I guess I could see that. And I mean, like, I'm fairly well versed in the Marvel universe, both the comics and the, the audio visual media. So, I of course know who Nico Minoru is, but it was definitely nice to see her. So, Nico is prominently from the Runaways. Yes, appeared in the show that they made for that as well. Also, extremely funny. Hudson said he was afraid of the show being woke when Nico was a queer character. Yeah, like it's really interesting because and again, I don't want to get too much into this, but when he used the term the way that he did, there were two ways that it could have meant. There could have been the in my opinion the worst meaning when he's like, oh, I don't want this show to be nice to women and people of color. Like that's one possible definition of woke. Another definition that I think applies here is that like and I feel like this is a misuse of the term, but like when people say that it's pandering or preachy, a little overtly trying to just gather people under the umbrella for the sake of doing so. And I like to think that that's what he meant. I still don't think that that was a thing that he should have said. But yeah, like this show in several ways is already woke, So yeah, I don't know. So, um, you enjoy the prototype Spider-Man? Yeah, I think that's really cool. So, hey, to James, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, no way that guy is alive. Getting a brick to the head. Yeah, I know, but I mean, how many people did Spider-Man put in the hospital during those games, I mean, sometimes you just have to accept this is just a stylistic choice that they made. So, got to admit, I do like this so far. Oh, come on, ads. All right. CG Anime Fan says that Nico Minoru and Norman Osborn were the two characters that he was feeling the most eager to see what they would be like in the show. I really like, well, we haven't seen enough of Norman yet, but I love the way that Nico is being portrayed here. So, all right, the action in the show has been very good. Yeah, okay, see, yeah, Mesozoic had the same reaction that I did when I saw Lonnie. When he introduced himself as Lonnie Lincoln, I'm just like, ooh. Although he's not sure how he feels about it. Okay. Got hit with a Mufasa ad, and I was just thinking of Sonic 3. Racism, ew. Oh no, the police car. Yeah, I know, right? Like, oh God, no, don't do that. Not now, please. Please don't, And then Norman at the end. All right. So, what do you guys think? CG thinks that the first episode is a good, solid way to start the series off. Yes. Mesozoic, gotta admit, episode 1 wasn't half bad. It does sometimes feel like it's just changing the story just so it can be different. It's a decent start that introduces us to this world. So, yeah. But again, I don't have a problem with them doing that if they're doing it well. That's kind of the big thing for me. So, all right. Not a big fan of Spider-Man's current costume, but he assumes that he won't have it for much longer. I assume Norman is probably going to be like, you're in need of an upgrade. So, all right. Cineflix says about the intro, it does change every episode from what it seems. Ooh. Okay. We have a different title card at the end of the intro to episode 2. Nice. Okay, I'm looking forward to that. All right, CG likes that Nico is a prominent character rather than being there for a gimmicky cameo. why am I not surprised to hear you say that? But yeah, no, I'm glad she's there too. She's great. I think that at some point in the show, Little Osborne Jr. is going to cry. CG, you love that joke, don't you? All right. And let's see. You guys saying hello to Trouble and throwing out the cat emojis. I appreciate that. So far, Tombstone's had one strong definitive adaptation, which is the spectacular Spider-Man version. Hopefully, the new show will have the second good Tombstone adaptation. I would actually argue that the Tombstone in Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, the video games, he's had, I'm not going to say the strongest adaptation, but they did some interesting things with him that I would call them fairly decent adaptations of the character. They made him more than just a thug. Like, yeah, he's definitely a big time thug in the first game, but they also made him a little bit smarter than he typically would have been portrayed as. And then in the second game, they did some really interesting and I would argue cool stuff with him. All right, I don't know if it's just me, but one of the background characters looked faceless to me. I wonder if it's an error. I mean, possibly. So, all right. Yeah, I do think the changes are well. Okay. I think I got upset with what Rivers said, mainly because I don't want to get into politics, but consider what's going on in America. Yeah, I mean, I understand. I do. I do understand completely. And I kind of feel like I face a lot of uncertainty with regard to how things are going to be going for a little while. But at this point, I need the escape of the media. And you know, I really feel that in times like this, and those of you who don't like her can hate me for saying this all you want, but the Star Wars character Rose Tico made a really good point in, I think it was The Last Jedi, where she said, if you're going to fight, the thing to do is to fight to save the things that you love, not to destroy the things that you hate. And I think there's a lot of wisdom in those words. I think that by and large, that's how you preserve a world worth living in, is that you try to make sure that you love the things that you love. And if you don't like something that's in the media, don't watch it. You know, I see so many people going on and watching shows, and then it's like they're hate watching them, and then they're coming into like forums and then yucking people's yum about the show. And really, a lot of the people, I hate to say it, but a lot of them are content creators just looking for clicks and just arguing in bad faith with people. And I don't ever want to be that kind of a content creator. And hopefully any of you who are content creators don't want to be that kind of a content creator either. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah, channel specific emotes, you get those with the memberships. Which, thank you for asking. And if you've seen the emotes for my channel, I'll just go ahead and throw them out here. These are the emotes. There is the Here Comes Trouble emote, which is probably my favorite one. There is the Thwip emote, which I use all the time. You can see it in a lot of my uploaded media. And then I have what I call the Spidey Hobo. And there is a story behind the Spidey Hobo emote. And I will tell you guys that story at some point. That is definitely not right now. So, all right, guys, this stream has gone way longer than I expect it to, so I'm going to go ahead and end it. Those of you that have stuck around, oh, wait, hold on, before we go. Results of the poll, we got 8 votes. So of the 8 of you who voted, 4 of you said that you were watching it with me, so thank you. I appreciate that. 3 of you had seen it already. So awesome. I'm glad you got to see it. And then one person said that they were going to watch it later. So first of all, thanks to everyone who voted. I appreciate it. And thank you to those of you who are hanging out with me right now, who are watching it along with me, and who are just telling me what you're thinking about this show as we watch it. I love it so much. It always makes the streams so much more exciting, and I really appreciate it. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right now. I'll meet you guys in the episode 2 stream, those of you that are going to still hang around. For those of you that are not, thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. And to all of you, take care. This is Spidey Librarian. And until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day.